Here's what no one tells you about downsizing after 30 years in the same home. Let me tell you something nobody in real estate likes saying out loud. Downsizing is not a square footage problem. It's an identity problem. And if you walk into the process thinking you're just swapping a big house for a smaller one, well, you're not actually ready for what's coming. I've been doing this for 26 years, and I've sat across the kitchen table with people who thought they were prepared, and I saw the moment they realized they weren't. So stay with me. I want you to understand what's really happening when somebody tries to leave a home they've lived in for 3 decades, and more importantly, I'll show you how to get through it without losing your mind or your family relationships in the process. Here's what nobody prepared you for. That house is not just a house. It's the kitchen where your kids learned how to cook. It's the backyard where you buried the dog. It's the bedroom where you recovered from surgery, where you grieved, where you celebrated. It's 30 years of living. And when someone tells you to just downsize, like it's a logistical exercise on a Saturday afternoon, they're telling you to walk away from the place that has housed your whole life, and that's a different thing. And we've got to talk about what makes it so hard. Here's what I see over and over again. People finally make the decision to downsize. They're ready, or they think they are, and then they walk into house after house after house and nothing feels right, and they come back to me with that look. Oh, it's not this one or that one. And they think the problem is the houses, or it's the price or the layout, but here's the truth, and I say this with love. The problem is that they are unconsciously trying to replace something that can't be replaced. They want the privacy of their 11 acres on this quarter-acre lot and the familiarity of life in the house that hasn't earned it yet. So they freeze. They go back to the big house and stay stuck with rooms they're not using and the pool that nobody swims in and utility bills they don't need to pay. Here's what you actually need to do. Number 1, give yourself permission to grieve the house. And I mean that. This is a loss. Even if it's the right decision, even if the house has too many steps and too much yard and more square footage than anyone can justify, you're allowed to feel grief, and don't let anybody rush you past it. Not your kids, not your realtor, not me, the lady on the internet. Number 2, get honest about what you actually need versus what you're afraid to let go of. There's a difference between needing privacy and needing 11 acres. There's a difference between wanting comfort and needing 3,000 square feet to spread out in. So sit down and ask yourself, what did this house actually give me? And then ask, where else can I get those items? Because 9 times out of 10, what people love about the house is not the house, it's how the home made them feel, the safety, the routine, the home feeling, and that's findable in a smaller house in a different neighborhood because you're a different person now. You're not the person you were when you bought the big one. Number 3, and I need you to really hear this one. Stop looking for the house that looks like your old one. That house doesn't exist on today's market, and chasing it is going to wear you out. What you're looking for is a house that fits the life you are living right now. That's a completely different search, and it requires a completely different mindset. And here's the part that changes everything. I'm not the realtor who's going to tell you everything's fine when it isn't. I'm the one who's going to tell you exactly what's wrong and how we can fix it. You can thank me later. And right now, what's wrong is this: staying in the wrong house because you're afraid of what leaving means. That's not safety. That is familiar discomfort dressed up in 30 years of memories. And you deserve better than that. The people I've worked with who finally made this move, when they landed in the right place, do you know what they said? They said they wished they'd done it sooner. Not because a new place was perfect, but because they stopped carrying something that was too heavy, and they finally had room, actual room, to breathe again. Here's the bottom line. Downsizing after 30 years in the same home is hard. Full stop. It's emotional and messy, and nobody in real estate wants to talk about the hard part because it makes for a terrible highlight reel. But it's also one of the most powerful decisions you can make for the next chapter of your life. And if you do it right, that comes from working with someone who understands this is not just a transaction, it's a transition. And there's a very big difference between those two things. Look, I've sat down with a whole bunch of people, and I understand that what most need is not a fancy presentation and a lot of smooth promises. What you need is somebody who will tell you the truth and stay with you to help in cleaning up the messes. That's the kind of realtor I am. So if you're sitting in a house, it's too big, it's too much, and life feels heavy, and you're just trying to figure out what to do next, call me. I'll sit down and have a conversation with you. Not about the house, but about life. What do you need? And how do we get you from here to there without you losing your mind in the process? I'm Leigh Brown. I am 26 years in this business, and friends, I'm not going anywhere.